Hey everybody, today I'm going to be going over my Lunar client settings, as well as my OBS settings, because a lot of people wanted to know that. So, yeah, let me show you them. Alright, so, my FOV is 90, I have my graphics on fancy, smooth lighting maximum, smooth lighting 100, GUI scale normal, brightness is bright, well that's just full bright, dynamic lines is fancy, my render distance is 18, and I have my frame rate at unlimited, but sometimes I have it capped at VSync, sometimes. So these are my detail settings, just copy everything if you want your game to look like mine. And I also have all my particles on. This is other, this is performance, and this is quality. Alright, now I'm going to show you my controls. My sensitivity is 30. I don't think anybody uses either of these. My first slot is my 5th mouse button, which is the the forward button on my mouse, and my 5th is my back button on my mouse. 3 is F, 4 is Z, 6 is G, R is 9, and my free look is V. Pretty sure all of these are default. Cinematic camera is backslash because I don't usually like opening it. Toggle perspective is X, basically it's F5. Sprint is J because I use toggle sprint. This is weird, but open chat is slash because I'm a Roblox player. These are my shaders. I use this one in a lot of my videos. It doesn't really do that. That's kind of rude. It doesn't do that much, but if you look at my hand, you can notice a little bit of motion blur. I like to use these shaders when I'm recording because they make the overall gameplay pretty smooth, and yeah. The other shaders I use are Silder's basic shaders with motion blur. And this is nice motion blur. It's just it makes your hand kind of well, I think you can see for yourself. Now let's go on to Lunar settings. So this is pretty much just my GUI. I don't know what to say. It's not very special. They're just moved to specific locations, and I think it's pretty clean. If you want your chat to look like mine, without a background, just turn background opacity in Lunar client to this. So yeah, these are my scoreboard settings. If you don't want it to have a background, just turn it to no opacity. These are my general settings. These are my performance settings. These are my controls. Alright, so this is OBS. This is what I record with. These are my sources. This is my microphone. This is my first monitor. This is my game capture. Right now I'm using display capture to capture this window, but if I'm not, I usually turn this off and use game capture. This is my audio capture. This captures game sound, and this captures Discord and stuff like that. Now if we move on to settings. Under stream, there's pretty much nothing here that you need to know. I stream with variable bitrate from 4,000 to 10,000. I have my preset at quality and my profile is high. I don't know what B-frames do, but I'm pretty sure 2 is the best. Also, this is important. If you have a GeForce graphics card, make sure that your encoder. Make sure that your encoder. I said it again. Make sure that your encoder is Nvidia. Yeah, that. But if you don't have a graphics card, just use that. I'd recommend, if you have a second drive, I'd definitely put your recordings here on your second drive, because taking up space in your normal drive is not usually the best thing. I record an MP4 with the same encoder as streaming. My bitrate or rate control is CQP. Now I don't know what that stands for, but I use CQ level 15, which gives pretty good quality without lagging. My preset is quality, and my profile is high. I don't know what audio is. So for replay buffer, this is what I clip with. I clip 20 seconds, and the maximum memory is 512 megabytes. Also for replay buffer, if you want to do it, go here in hotkeys and set it to a key. I use asterisk. I have no clue what audio does, so yeah, sorry. Now for video, I record in 1080p 60 FPS and use the downscale filter by Cubic. And sometimes I record in 120 FPS, but not usually. I feel like people really overcomplicate making thumbnails. Making thumbnails is pretty easy to do if you have access to Photoshop, or maybe GIMP or Paint or something like that. I'm not sure. Basically, how I make my thumbnails is all I do is just place a screenshot in my document. For example, I have this screenshot of the sky that I took in Minecraft. You could add motion blur. Just like tweak it up a little. Place in text and apply a drop shadow. This is what I have my settings for drop shadows. If you want to copy that, if you have Photoshop, then I can just place in another screenshot. Here, I'll place in this screenshot of me running towards the camera. Now what I do is I select color range, click on, first I would download a green screen overlay for the sky. Do that, and remember guys, drop shadow is your best friend. Drop shadow everything. Then you could duplicate your first layer, and then you could just add an inside stroke to it. I usually have it at 16 pixels. Maybe less. You got yourself a pretty decent thumbnail, I'd say. And then to finish it off, add some focus lines or speed lines or whatever you want to call them. And boom, you got yourself a thumbnail that's not that bad. But maybe to create some depth, you'd want to put it down here. Boom. Easy thumbnail. So say I want to export the video you're watching right now. What I would do is I'd pull up this, Control M, and these are how I render my videos. Wait, why'd I say these? So yeah, I use HEVC, which is this. It just has a different like time interpolation. The thing I like about frame blendering is it like creates like a motion blur effect. So yeah, that's what I like about HEVC. So normally I'd render my videos at 1440p, mainly because if you render something in 1440p, it automatically gets the VPO9 encoder in YouTube, which just means better video quality. Yeah, and for the encoding settings, I use hardware encoding because it makes it faster, I guess. The level's automatically set to 5.0 because I'm rendering in 1440p. And then I just render it in 20 bitrate with higher quality. And make sure you check this, it gets much better quality. And yeah, and then I'd export the video and I'd put it on YouTube. That's all I have for you today, so yeah, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.